What's up, everybody? LJ Young, I'm back. I am back. How are you guys today on this Saturday afternoon, at least afternoon time in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina? So get on in here. I'm going to give a few minutes. I'm going to wait just a couple of minutes to wait for people to get up in here, and then we'll get started. Because I'm going to answer the question for you guys: how to become wealthy, and I'm going to help you decipher a few things first by the way you've heard them, so you can understand what things mean, and then you'll make the connection. So get on in here. Get on in here. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator, conscious financial educator. And I do this by helping people out of the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where people live that believe in credit and debt and financing everything under the sun, and simply cannot figure out why they're still living paycheck to paycheck as they do this. All right. So what I do is expose the glitches in the debt matrix by showing them and letting them hear things that in a way that they've never heard before, just using mathematics. That's it. Nothing fancy. I'm not saying I'm some financial guru or anything. I'm just telling you all, especially you young people, pay attention to everything I'm saying. It's just basic mathematics. Okay. It's nothing special. Now, I'm going to say this in a way so you can understand how easy it is to become rich and become wealthy. Like, okay, so let's make sure we have a clear definition, because people interchange. When I was living in the debt matrix, people would interchange rich with wealthy a lot, Never once did I stop and say, wait a minute, but I know they're interchanging them. But those are two distinctly different words. Why are they interchanging them? So after I got out of the debt matrix, I could see. So rich means you have a lot of money. Okay. Wealthy means you own the time in your life. Time is the most valuable thing on earth. Everybody knows this. Well, at least logically they do. They know, everybody knows you can't get more time, right? So wealthy is owning the time in your life. And if you own the time in your life, you have the time to make as much money as you wish. See how that just flows? Doesn't it just flow? That's because that's how it is. It's not money, it's time. But when you're in a debt matrix, you're just trained to chase money. It's really a harsh reality when you wake up, I promise you. So this is how easy, what, and again, if I was in a debt matrix, I wouldn't have maybe understood it right away, but I would have had to believe it because it was mathematics. Okay. So this is the difference. This is what would have kind of caught me to make me open my eyes if somebody had told me like this earlier in life. Hey, Linnell, you want to become a millionaire? I would have said, yeah, just like everybody else in the debt matrix says, yeah. He says, in order for you to make $1 million, you must first learn how to count to 1 million. I would have said, what? What are you talking about? That's easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the other guy says, no, stop. Stop. What are you doing? No. Linnell, add up all your savings and add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the number where you start from, Linnell. That's where you start from to start counting to 1 million. Now, if you don't even know how much debt you're in, Linnell, you're never going to know where to start. Now, listen to me. If somebody would have said it to me like that back in the day, like when I was in my 20s and 30s, I would have said, damn, wait a minute. He's right. How am I ever going to count? How am I ever going to count to $1 million of my own money if I don't even know how to count to 1 million with my money? That would have made me think. That would have made me go home and really sit down and add up all my debt so I could see and be like, damn, that's I start from there? Yes, Linnell, that's where you start. I would have had to that would have sent me home thinking. If somebody would have said it to me like that. These are the answers how to become what you don't see when you're in debt, okay? These are these things are the obvious. Math is obvious. It's really obvious, right? Once you pay off all your debt, now you're at zero, Linnell. Once you're here at zero, now you can start counting to 1 million. But first, yeah, if somebody would have just said, "Hey, you notice how everybody starts with 1?" I would have said, "Well, yeah, of course. That's what they taught us in grade school." They're forgetting about the most important number there is, 0. Everyone must get here first. Everybody always seems to skip over 0. If 0 could talk, it'd be like, "Why does everybody keep skipping over me? I'm here for a reason. I know people don't pay attention to me, but I'm here for a reason. If you pay attention to me, I will be the key to you becoming wealthy." It seems so obvious to me today right now. I'm just sharing it with you guys. And then when you're out of debt, you will you will see what to do because it's the obvious, right? It's the obvious. It's not no, this is the whole trick. It's they're pretending that it's complicated. That somebody said to the people in the debt matrix, money is complicated, right? And people in the debt matrix believe it. When it's really the opposite, it's really, really easy. Now, now watch how simple I say this, okay? So you can understand what it means. I want you to hear it. Hear how I say this, okay? And try not to get offended. Just listen. Only people in student loan debt complain about student loan debt. If you pay your student loan debt off, you'll never complain about it again. Only people in credit card debt complain about credit card debt. Pay your credit cards off, and you'll never again complain about credit card debt. See how simple I make that sound? Doesn't it sound simple? Because it is. That's how you become wealthy. That's how you do it. And never, like I said earlier in this earlier in the video, never interchange rich and wealthy as the same thing. That those are vastly different. Okay, don't ever don't ever mix them. They're not the same. I know when you hear people interchange those two, that's a sign. When you hear a person interchange rich with wealthy, that's a sign of something, and the sign is not good because they're distinctly different. You got to stop and say, "Hey, why are you doing that? That's not the same thing. Why you keep saying rich, wealthy is the same thing? It's not. Wealthy own the time in their life. When you own the time in your life, you have as much time as you want to make as much money as you want. That's the answer. Sometimes I don't know if you guys know this, but here, let me post that too, because I don't think a lot of people know that. Some people, a second, going to my website for a quick second here. One second here. And this is my, if you ever want to go to my services on my website, you can go here. But some people call me to not necessarily to not necessarily want to go through their whole finances. They want to make an appointment with me to just get my advice on a couple of particular things, financial things that's going on in their personal finances life, personal finances only, okay? Personal finances only, to give them a different perspective of what they've been missing. Because I hear it all the time. I'm starting to hear this more and more. That was the piece I was missing. That was the piece I was missing. I hear that a lot. And it's so simple. I mean, again, I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just pointing out where the math doesn't make sense. People come to me and say, "Hey man, I'm having this problem. I can't seem to something do this and it's not adding up or whatever." It doesn't really matter. I always have the answer. I will always have the answer. And then I'll point it out to them and say, "Hey, see right here. You know why it's not right? Because it doesn't make mathematical sense. That's the piece you're missing." when you when you're out of the debt matrix, you'll understand the purpose of taxes. You will understand their purpose. You'll no longer look at it like, "Oh my God, be afraid of it. I'll go to prison, this and that if I do." Hey, how about you just follow the rules and not worry about any of that? See how easy I made that sound? People skimming and scamming and trying to, all of them, the majority of people hate taxes. So the majority of them are people in debt. They all do the same thing. They just don't know they have a pattern. They don't even know it. They think if they cheat the tax system a certain different kind of way, to do it this way instead of that way, take a left instead of a right, they're doing something new. No, they're not. People in the debt matrix don't even understand. They get practice from people like that every single day of the year, nonstop free training from the people in the debt matrix trying to cheat it, knowing they're risking prison, not even stopping to think, damn, man, if I do that, man, I am risking prison. Never wants to stop and say, why is that? Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why is it that serious? Because it is that serious. It's very serious. Everyone must contribute, or the whole economy would not work. Everyone must contribute. How about, how about you just follow the rules? You'll see how it works and you'll know what to do. Even when, even as I'm telling you guys about it, I don't know anything about taxes. Nada. And now I know you're thinking, if you don't know about taxes, how are you telling us about it? Because there's something you can't see that I can. Now, when it comes to the inner workings of the tax system, I know who to pick. I know how to pick them. How do I pick a very, very good tax person? I ask to see their personal credit report first. It will tell me everything I need to know. If they know what they're talking about. Or a top rated, big fancy firm. I don't care what they cost, as long as they're following the rules. Long as whatever tax company person I go to, long as they have a clear and understanding, straight up, not no nonsense, you better be following the rules. And I mean that. There is no cutting corners. There is no hiding money, hiding it over here, doing all that stupid nonsense. They get practice with that every day. How about you just follow the rules and you'll see how easy it can be? Once you start following the rules, you know what, you'll step back and say, "Oh, that's why you can go to prison. That's why. Gotcha." And basically, you know what? All you gotta do is just stop being greedy. Just stop being greedy. Stop being greedy and you'll see. There's plenty. Take your time, look. You can clearly see money is infinite. They can print it. They just can push a button. They can just push a button, say print. Only people in debt thinks money believe that money is scarce. Only people in debt believe that. It's not. It's only scarce for them because they're living in the negative. How are you going to become wealthy if you're living in the negative and don't even know it? That's what I'm saying. That's mathematically impossible. I can prove it to people. Literally prove it to people. Hey man, if you don't stop doing that, you're never going to become wealthy. But again, listen closely. What if I listened to somebody telling me this when I was young? Probably not. But if this person would have continued to throw math in my face, I would have had to think about it. I would have had to. It would have forced me to. If somebody would have sat down and said, "Hey man, I know you ain't gonna like this, but I'm gonna show you the real price of that car you just financed. I'm gonna show you this. You're gonna look at it." And if I would have remembered the sale price on the window versus the price I'm gonna pay if I all the way to the end of contract of 72, 84 months, it would have forced me to think about it. And you know what I would have said to myself? Damn, nobody gets a finance car on sale. Nobody. I would have had to say that to myself. And then I would have had to say, then why do I believe I got that car on sale? Why do I believe that? And here's the guy with the math again coming in tell me, hey, right here, the mathematics. I would have had to pay attention. Life of Candy 31 says, I'm almost done getting out of debt, but I want to get a business loan. Does that make me back in the matrix? Let me see. If you actually get out of debt, because I'm not against, I want to make sure it's clear. I'm not against business debt. I'm only against personal debt. Okay, that's a distinct difference. I want to make sure that's clear. You're not in the debt matrix. If you can get out of debt personally, right? Because if you truly have gotten out of debt, you know what you had to do to get out of debt. Okay, if you truly got in there, saw how much debt you had, took the 3 to 5 years to pay it all off, and you finally at the end, and you finally got to zero. Okay, that's huge. Okay, that's a big feat. Now that you have mastered your personal finances by treating them like a business, by getting your personal finances to zero. Now, when you cross over to the business side, getting business loans, that's different. That's cool. That's cool because guess what? You're going to naturally treat those business finances just like you do your personal finances. You know why? Because it just makes mathematical sense to do it that way. When you go get a business loan, you're going to walk in and say, hey, which one's the best one on the market? Which one? Yeah, I want a business loan, but I want only the best one. And then they're going to say, hey, here's the list of requirements to get this one. You say, okay, cool. Let me look at this list. If you meet the list, you get the loan. But if you don't meet the list, you leave the bank and you don't come back until you do meet those requirements. That's when you're ready for a business loan. Never ever pay more for something than what it's worth. It's already upsetting that you got to get a loan. You got to pay some interest on that loan. You just have to. There's no way around that. But if you're going to do it, you will only accept the best loan. You're not walking in the bank, crossing your fingers, hoping you're going to get it. You're walking in the bank to determine if you're just going to get it from them. You know how they're going to know this? As soon as they see your personal credit report and you have absolute zero debt, they're going to know that you know. So they will not even insult you with anything less than the best loan on the market. You know why? Because once they look at your personal credit report, that is rare. That is rare. That's not seen every day. There's none of that. People are getting business loans with 25-year-old student loans. What does that tell you? They're missing a big piece of the puzzle when they do things like that. They're missing a very big piece of the puzzle. That's why if you come to the table with no debt and some money, oh yeah, they're saying, okay, this person knows, then we're not going to insult them with anything less than the best, and you make sure of that. Just hit the like button. Keep going, brother. Thanks. Life of Candy 31. Life of Candy 31. I want you to understand, once you're out of debt, everything changes for you. Okay. You're no longer at the mercy of the debt matrix. You're not filling out credit applications hoping you're going to get it. Stuff like that. You're not going to be anxious to sign up for debt. No, those days are done. Can you imagine now that you're out of debt? Can you even imagine signing up for a 5-year car loan? That sounds like financial insanity. Those days are done. You won't be doing any of that. Anytime you need a loan or business loan, you're just walking in to determine if you're going to get it from that bank. And, it's not going to be, am I going to get it? I sure hope I get it. No, you're going to get it. When you're out of debt, you're not anxious to, when you're out of debt, you barely even want to get the business loan. But at this point, you have no point. It counts on what age you are. But at this point, you just really ain't got no choice, right? Because you just been messing around with all that debt. And then you're gonna be like, damn, okay, now I know. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get this loan. All right. I know I'm gonna only get the best. And I know I got to pay that off, figure out how to pay that off the quickest way as possible. Because once that's gone, that's when my profits really start. Once that business loan is gone. Mike says, I just changed my auto insurance to Ameriprise and saved a whole lot. Thanks, LJ. You're welcome, man. That's who I'll go with right now. I'm with Ameriprise. Been with them for years, man. Years. You're welcome, man. Hey, this is about sharing. Sharing's caring. Yes, this is a business. Yes, I charge for my service, but listen, look how much information I just give to you guys for absolutely free. Absolutely free. I ain't doing nothing fancy. Okay. I just have it organized for you. I know what to say. I know what to do for you. I say, hey, okay, this is why you're doing that. Why is this happening? This is why it's doing that. Why is this happening? This is why that's doing that. I'll just make all the connections for you using mathematics. People call just to talk to me. They don't want to necessarily, just like I said earlier, be necessarily up in their finances, but maybe they just want to ask me a few questions. Like I give them 45 minutes. 45 minutes for you to ask anything you wish of me. Anything to do with your personal finances, anything. I will have a mathematical answer for you. What to do and why. You might not even like it. You might call me, you might not even like the answer. But at the end of that call, you know what I'm going to say to you? But does my math make sense? Is my math right? At the end of every call, I'm going to say, is my math right? Everybody has to, when they leave, they have to say yes. Yes, Linnell, your math is right. All right, cool. Long as we understand that when we get off this call. Well, I don't think this and that, and I don't think that's okay. But hey, I know you're saying all that, but listen, is my math right? Well, yeah, I know. You guys 20s, 30s, if you listening, man, I'm telling you, this is the answer. This is how you become wealthy. This is how you do it. There is guaranteed ROI. Anything you save taxes on, that's guaranteed money. That's guaranteed return on your investment. Guaranteed. Every single year, it's guaranteed. When I was in debt, I wouldn't have seen that for a million years. If I was in debt, I would have been like, what? What are you talking about? Taxes guaranteed ROI. I wouldn't have understood any of that. I would have been like, that doesn't make any sense. People in the debt matrix have always told me all my life taxes are bad, 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 bad. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. It only it only seems like that when you're in debt. You get out of debt, you'll see. You'll be like, "Oh, okay. Oh, that's why they're doing okay. That's why that tax is on oh, gotcha. That's why that tax is built to do okay, got it, got it, got it. Sorry, I was late to the party, but I'm here. Sorry." That's what I feel like, now that I understand this stuff, man. It's like, hey man, yeah, sorry I'm late to the party. Yeah, I know I got caught up in traffic. I got caught up in that debt traffic, man. You see all that traffic? Yeah, I was in that. I was in that for like first 40 years of my life. I didn't know to take this ramp to get off of here. That's what it feels like. And then when you get over here, listen, you guys, when you get on this side of it, there is no traffic. There is no traffic on this side of the game. There is no traffic. Nobody's stepping on people. Nobody's doing anybody dirty. No, it's not. That's not even allowed here. That's not even allowed. Listen, I'm gonna say something to you that just gonna make sense so you kind of understand what that means. Hey, so everybody really understands that the wealthy create the rules and the laws. Okay, I mean it's not on paper or anything like that, but everybody knows that. Come on, man. It's not a big deal, right? So if they create the rules and the laws, and you're trying to become wealthy, why are you going to break the very rules and laws that the wealthy create to try to be part of the wealth? You see, that doesn't even make any sense. Just take the time to understand how it works by first getting out of debt. You can't be a slave over here. If you're in debt, you're a slave. So you can't be on this side of the game because you're slaves. Slaves are not allowed over here. Now, when I say slaves, you can't tell when you're in debt, you can't tell a rich slave to a poor slave, right? You just have this idea of rich in your head, right? You think it's a look. It's not a look. Doesn't look like anything. It only looks like whoever the person wants you to see. That's all. It's not nothing more than that. And that's not like on TV, okay? Don't think it's like that. It is just it's just when you can see how it really works, it's gonna blow your mind, you guys. It's gonna really blow your mind. Life or Business says Romney has a IRA with 100 million. I need that. Mazda 5 says I finally paid off my $150 debt. Now I'm all zeros. Congratulations. Now I can keep the money I work for. Yes, your whole life is going to change. Now that you're at zero, let me tell you what it's like, okay? You're imagine that you got your baby financial diapers on right now, okay? Everything's going to be new to you, okay? Everything's going to change. You're not going to be able to, you're going to go through a phase of wanting to tell all your family and friends your newfound freedom, but they're not going to believe you, okay? So you're going to have to go through that phase of just getting over it and not worrying about telling them. You're going to have to just be quiet because nobody can understand what you did and why you did it because they believe debt is just part of life. So get ready. That's that's going to be phase one. You'll get used to it though. You'll get used to it. You'll stop telling them. You'll stop talking about it. You just let them do what they do. Okay. You're going to have to watch them do it. You know, sometimes when you're gonna be looking at them, right, you're gonna see them like they're drowning in debt, but at the same time, you're gonna see them punching holes in their boat that's keeping them afloat. You just want to go, hey, the reason why you're sinking in debt because you keep punching holes in your boat by financing things that go down in value. You keep punching holes in your boat. Why you keep doing that? And complaining about you drowning in debt. It doesn't make any sense. That's what it's gonna look like, okay? But you're gonna have to say that internally. You can't voice that, okay? Because they're gonna look at you like you're crazy. They're gonna be like, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" And then you're just gonna end up frustrating yourself. And you got to watch them just keep punching holes in the boat. You can't do anything because sometimes, okay, if you let them, some people, if you punch enough holes, they'll hit rock bottom, okay, and then that might wake them up. But until that happens, it ain't nothing you can do about it. You just got to watch it. You just got to watch it happen, and it's painful. It's going to be very painful. It is. I see it every day. I see my family. I see it my friends, and I see them do it. I'm just like, damn. If you just stop doing that, you'll stop having to work these crazy hours. I just want to tell them, if you just stop doing that, you won't have to work 70 hours a week. NC Big said he was just talking about me. Oh, where you at work? Talking about what? Yep. How to become wealthy. Do the do everything the opposite of the majority. That's it. That's it. The news tells you what to do. Just do the opposite of what you see. That's it. Nothing more than that. Just do everything the opposite. And that's how you become wealthy. You will learn how to own the time in your life. And you'll let money do what it's supposed to do, work for you, not you for it. What's up, R Carp? First, I had to believe in myself that I could do it, that I could actually get out of debt. I had to believe in myself to do it. You guys have no idea what that means to pay off every penny of your debt. You guys have most will never even know what that means. That was the price of my slave papers. That was the price. Now I'm free. Now doing that has allowed me to find my gift. Everybody has one. Everybody has a gift. You just got to remove all the noise. Debt was a lot of noise in my life, a lot of noise, a lot of noise. You just don't even realize how much noise is out there. Just garbage. Once I removed that, I found my gift. My gift is to teach you guys, to share this information with you. And unlike any other financial person on YouTube. How is that? I can prove everything I'm saying to be exactly true. Everything I'm saying will work if you just follow it. It will. Everything I'm saying will be mathematically true. I can prove it. That's why I'm different. That's why I speak of it the way I do. Hear it in my voice? Do you guys hear it? Does it sound like I'm even making it up? Do I sound like I'm sort of kind of wondering if I'm not really knowing? No, I know it's true. That's the difference. Anybody that says, "Hey, prove it, Linnell," I say, "Okay, how you want me to prove it?" By the way, it's going to be proven with mathematics. That's it. That's my gift. How else do I know it's my gift? Because it's timeless. Math is timeless. So if math is timeless, so are my videos. It won't matter what decade you hear this video, it will always be relevant. Always. How do I know this? Mathematics tells me so. So it doesn't matter what age you hear this video. It doesn't matter if you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. It won't matter. It will always be relevant because of mathematics. That's why everybody will connect with it, those who are listening and believe in mathematics. What a claim, right? Is it true? Yes. Is math timeless? Doesn't matter if you'd say 5 plus 5 is 10 when you're 10 years old, or 5 plus 5 equals 10 because you're 60 years old. No, that doesn't matter. It's just 10. Exactly. That's why. So this is my gift. I keep saying it is to create the next generation of millionaires, to show them how easy it is. You know what's so crazy? Only the right people are going to hear the message. People in debt, listen. I want you guys to listen closely, because I know a lot of people think I'm joking when I say this. And you guys can prove this too. You can show that you can point this video to a person deep in debt and say, hey, this guy has the answer, and let them listen to me. I bet you they will come back to you and say, that dude is crazy. And then I want you to listen to the same video and be like, but that makes total mathematical sense. And you know what I'm saying to you? Exactly. That's why it doesn't matter who I say this to. It doesn't matter. Only the right people will hear it. Who are those people? The people wandering around the debt matrix that know something's wrong, but they just can't put their finger on it. Those are the people that are going to hear my message. They're going to understand my channel. Mazda 5 said, my son teacher asked him about your website again yesterday. He told she was really concerned about something. She was concerned. Oh gosh, that is funny. Maybe she heard a curse word. She might have heard a curse word, me saying a curse word one time, you know? Missing the whole message. Now listen, and Mazda 5, now that's okay. Maybe her teacher is concerned about something. It doesn't matter, because the only thing I spit here is mathematics. So if she's concerned about mathematics, she's just concerned about mathematics. I don't do anything else on this channel. I don't do a lot of cussing. That's not even necessary. So again, those of you that have followed the SMD family, you got to think, when you hear a message like that, you got to think to yourself, what is she concerned about? Nothing. There's nothing to be concerned about. I'm only talking about mathematics. Isn't that crazy? NC Big says, nah, I was telling someone what you're helping to do for my children, Okay, I tell them they can become millionaires or whatever if they learn basic math and listen to you. Oh, I appreciate that, man. I hope they can hear it. Thanks for, and I'm not saying don't just simply not say anything. If I just say like this, just throw a few tidbits of information out there and they say, oh, that's not the answer, that doesn't make sense, and then you just got to stop, else you're going to frustrate yourself. So just be careful. What's up, Mark? Mazda 5 says, my son says thank you for helping him see that math was all that was needed. Okay. And he has got college courses in math. Thanks, Linnell. Hey, tell your son he's welcome. Tell him to never forget this all the way until he's old. Let them know anything to do with money. If it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense. It doesn't make financial sense either. Always remember that. And you will be rich quickly. And make sure you do everything the opposite of the majority. Trillions in student loan debt, don't get no student loan. If you do, pay it off quickly, okay? Don't get credit card debt. Don't finance cars. Don't finance furniture. Don't finance anything less than a house. Anything. Do not finance anything less than a house. By the time you're ready for a house, you'll know exactly what to do when it's time to buy a house. I promise you. You know exactly how to do it, who's going to do it, how it's going to be done, and why, what's going to get looked at, surveyed. You're going to know exactly what to do. I love it when little kids, man, they get it at a young age, man. You guys don't even get how that makes me feel inside when a kid gets it that young. Oh man, ain't gonna be nothing stopping them. They don't even know. You know, they're kids, so they don't even know what it's like to worried about bills and light bill, phone bill, rent, and all this other stupid nonsense. When they learn from this age, they'll never ever know what that's like, ever. They'll be like to themselves, they're going to say it to themselves like this. You mean all I had to do was just believe in mathematics on my finances and I never had to worry about that stuff? Like talking about money don't grow on trees. What do you think I'm made of money and all these statements? Yeah, only people in debt say those things. Congratulations. You'll never have to worry about that. And you stay away from people that do talk like that. You're going to automatically, when you grow up, you're going to automatically stay away from people like that. You know why? Because they don't know they're keeping themselves there. They don't even know it. So you're going to naturally not hang around people that talk about debt like that all the time. Something that they themselves are doing to themselves and don't even know it. Don't even know it. Life is going to be so much easier for you once you learn at this age, man. Oh my God. You're never going to be one of those millions of people walking around calling themselves homeowners while they have a mortgage. You'll never be that person ever. You'll never be saying things like that out loud, talking about first and second mortgages like it's nothing. What? Getting second mortgages, totally forgetting why they needed the first. What kind of mathematical sense does that make? None. And they say these things out loud. You will never ever be that person ever. But you're going to have to be quiet. You're only going to be able to talk about finances with other people that think about money like you, that trust mathematics when it comes to their money. Don't worry, there's some of us out there. We're out there. Don't worry about that. It's far and few in between, okay? You're not going to be fooled by people's stuff, the kind of car they drive, the kind of clothes they wear, the kind of job they have, the kind of job title they have, doctor, lawyer. You won't be fooled about none of that because it means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. Doesn't mean just because somebody's a brain surgeon or a good lawyer means they're smart with money. That has nothing to do with money. None of that. Lewis Allen says, I was sent by Rain and Rain Woman. How do you go about creating wealth for yourself and then family wealth? Well, Lewis, and I'm be just straight up with you. What I'm doing now is going to create my wealth. I'm doing it right now as I'm talking to you. This is it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm 50 now. I know how to make millions. I know what it's going to do to take millions. I'm the only vehicle on earth that will get me to the millions the fastest. Me. I am building my business right now using my gift. And many people say, how do you know it's your gift? I know it's my gift because I can prove everything I'm saying to be true. I can prove it. That's how I know it's my gift. I can tell people, I can give people the answer right to their face, and then they still won't believe it. And then I'll turn to you and say, that's how I know it's my gift, because they still don't believe it, even though I can prove it. That's how I know it's my gift. So this is gonna be, not only am I helping myself, I'm helping other people, because once you learn this is generational. It just doesn't stop with you, because once you understand this gift, you won't be able to help but share it, or share it to those who will listen. So right now at this moment, Lewis, it's just me. I'm not investing anything. I'm not investing in any property. I'm not investing in any land. I rent. The only thing I'm investing in at this moment in time is me. Rasul Daniel says, so you are talking about compound interest? Compound interest about what? I'm not sure what you're asking. Uber guy says, credit score isn't nothing but a score to borrow more money and go in more debt. Yes, it is. It's a tool now. Credit, regardless of how you use it, it's a tool. Look, you just got to be out of debt to use it. You can't be in debt thinking you're gonna use credit. You can't do that because you're in debt. That's impossible. That's mathematically impossible, right? So again, I have a credit card, but I use it for convenience and stuff like that, renting things and all that crap. Mazda 5 says, he said he seemed financially strapped. Not sure what that means. Cosmic Wisdom, hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you, Cosmic Wisdom. I much appreciate it. And he followed Capricorn too. Okay. Mazda 5 says he listens to your channel coming home from school. That is cool, man. That is so cool. Man. If I was him, man, if I was him and I knew this information, because he doesn't know, he's a kid, right? He's not gonna, but what's wonderful about that, he's not gonna know what that is like. He's not gonna even hang around people like that, talk like that. He's gonna know people are just doing it to themselves, man. You are welcome, kid. Trust me. You're on your way. That's it. I just gave you the answer. All you got to do is just believe in mathematics. When it comes to your money, you'll never, ever lose with money. And you'll know how to pick out the fakers. How to pick out the fakers? None of their finances will make any mathematical sense. That's how you pick out the fakers. Their personal finances won't make any mathematical sense, yet they'll look like they have money. That's how you know the fakers. You'd be like, wait a minute, you don't even own anything. Exactly. They're in debt. Whether they know this or not is irrelevant to math. Math doesn't care if they believe it or not. It really doesn't matter. All that matters is that you believe the math, okay? That's how you know, that's how you pick out the fakers. People in debt don't know they're in debt. So you got the advantage. You got the advantage, kid. Lewis Allen says, how can I start a business or generate consistent income starting with 5,000? I don't know. I only do personal finances. I do nothing business, nothing outside of personal finances. The only thing I say is this, Lewis, if you're in debt, don't start a business. Okay. If you're in debt right now, that means you have no money to start a business. None, zero. So if you think it from a mathematical point, not saying that you are in debt, I'm just saying if you are, that's mathematically impossible for you to start a business. You know why? Because you have no money. You're in debt. Cosmic Wisdom, the key to generation wealth. That is the total key. Uber guy says, bro, ever since watching you, I've been looking at people like they are so broke. Wow. Best decision I ever made was dropping out of college with one semester. All my peers are in debt and broke. Yeah. In debt and broke. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Don't let nobody say, oh man, you ain't got no college degree. Just make sure you messed up, pay that semester off, whatever. Doesn't matter. If you got student loan for that semester, get on it. Pay that student loan off. Okay. You definitely don't want to pay more for something that you didn't even get. All right. So you got the money, pay that off. Your eyes are going to open completely. I'm just like thinking about the kid, man. I wonder what it would have been like in my life had I known about what I know today. That would have changed my whole life. It would have changed my whole life. I wouldn't have never took anybody serious, like dating wise, like serious. If they're deep in debt and didn't care about being in debt, I would have never took that woman serious ever. I would have said, "Hey, wow, you've been having that student loan for five, like 6, 7 years now. What you gonna do about it?" And if she turned to me and said, "Oh, nothing, it's gonna be a forever loan," I would have been like, "Oh, sorry, then we can't have a relationship. Why? You're in debt." My whole life would have been different. Oh man. You wouldn't even have to worry about prenups almost, man, because you would only take somebody serious that understands money. Because they always say money is the number one reason for divorce. No, it's not. It's debt. It's not money. It's debt. Get out of debt and you'll see. And you won't even take anybody serious unless they understand money. How do you see the people still say, "Well, how do you find that out?" This is what you do. You ask to see their personal credit report. "Hey, you want to take this relationship serious?" "Yeah, I need to see your personal credit report first." "Why you want to see that?" "I want to see if you understand money." That's what I want to see because I know I do. Here, I'll show you mine because remember, when you're out of debt, there's nothing to show because there's nothing on it. It's all zeros. Nothing's there. So it doesn't really matter for a person that understands money to show other people their credit report because absolutely nothing's on it. People in debt, they got pages. I'm almost jealous of that kid, man. Wow. Woo. 15, man. And I know at 15, you don't really know what I'm saying. It's like, duh. I know when you hear it at 15, I can imagine listening to what I'm saying at 15, and I'd be like, duh, yeah, math, duh, yeah. It just seems so, but you don't understand. Yeah, duh. It's so easy. It's so easy. People don't believe it. That's the duh. You can at 15, you can go and just test that. You can just test it right now. You can go up to your friends like, "Hey man, you pay cash for that phone?" They're gonna tell you no. And then you got to think to yourself, damn, they're already starting out. They're financing cell phones. They're already starting out in debt. Yeah, yeah, kid. They're doing it in school and they don't even know it. Yes, sir. That's what they're doing, but not you. You're gonna be walking around like Neo in the debt matrix. You're gonna be like, wow, people doing this stuff. Yes, they are. Uber guy says this whole debt matrix explains why America is actually broke. Yeah, they're in the debt matrix. The debt matrix is real. You guys think I'm joking. Okay, so this is why people can't picture it. I'm gonna help you picture it, okay? Now, don't think of the movie. I mean, yes, think of the movie, but you know how the people couldn't see the barriers? That's the same way here. People in debt, they don't even know they're in debt. See what I'm saying? It's an invisible barrier. It's like if they just turn around and be like, "Oh man, I just did the math. Oh, that's my barrier." Yes, that's your barrier right there. Right there. Just the mathematics. Right there, you're in debt, right? But they refuse to see it. So it's like the debt matrix. So you can go and tell them, "Hey, you really shouldn't be financing cars. You finance a car, you financing the taxes too, since you didn't have the money for the car. And then you spread that all the way over 72 months, you'll never get out of debt." You could tell somebody to their face like that. And they still won't see you because you're in the debt matrix. They'll be like, "What? What are you talking about?" Or better yet, this one. You guys can test these things, okay? Somebody in debt will think they're getting a match in their 401k, right? They'll really think they're getting a match. I could go to a person like this and say, "Hey, you know what? If you add up all your savings and then add up all your debt, savings minus debt equals the amount of money you have to contribute to your retirement," right? And I would say that's the money you actually have to contribute to your retirement. The person would look at it and say, "Yeah, but that's in the negative." And I would say to them, "Yeah, exactly. It's in the negative. So That's mathematically impossible. You cannot contribute negative dollars to your 401k. So in reality, you're not matching anything. Okay, you're not doing anything. You think a person in the debt matrix would believe me? They wouldn't even hear me. That's what's going to make you feel like Neo in the debt matrix. You're going to be like, wow, I said it right to their face and they didn't even hear me. No, I keep telling you guys this. That's why it's my gift. I'm telling you guys, this is my gift. Uber guy says, do you think with Trump being a businessman, we may have better chance at America being smarter with money? I'm gonna tell you something, Uber guy. I don't even pay attention to politics. I don't watch the news. I have no idea what's going on with our president, what he's doing to this week. I have no idea. I don't pay attention to any of that. Why? What? Hey, if somebody wants to go ahead, I don't pay attention to any of that. Once you get out of debt, you won't pay attention to stuff like that. I mean, to a certain point, but it's part of the how can I say this? It's part of the hierarchy. You got to somewhat know it, but not the way the TV and the news and the people talk about it. Not like that. No, not like that. You'll just, I don't know. It's very difficult to explain how you can. Oh, how can you? Let's put it this way. This is very harsh, but it's the truth. People in debt really don't matter. They really don't count, but they don't know they don't count. If you if a person's in debt, they're a slave. Okay, they're a slave. This is not written anywhere. Just my opinion. Okay, just but people in debt are slaves. Slaves' votes don't count. They don't count. They're in debt. Doesn't that sound harsh? But is it mathematically true? It's mathematically true, right? Now, people will take offense to that. Oh my God, I'm not a slave. And then I'll let them finish out what they're saying. But you know what? At the end of when they're talking about everything, you know what I'm going to say to them? But is my math right? They have to say yes. What's up, Phoenix Sun? You would have been like me, Linnell Young. Yes, you're right, Cosmic Wisdom. You ain't lying. I would be lying to you, Cosmic Wisdom, if I didn't say I wasn't a little jealous. Not jealous in a bad way. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody wakes up at their own time. Okay. So I'm not, I just thank God I'm awake now. Okay. All right. But yes, had I known since growing up in the household, yeah, I know for a fact, Cosmic Wisdom, I would have been a multi-millionaire years ago. Years ago. Years ago. Like right now, Cosmic Wisdom, don't get me wrong. There's some things that you've done and some things I've done, right? You've done a lot, but I'm gonna just tell you this from debt-free person to debt-free person. There is nothing like not working a traditional job. It'll take about a year to break, but once you break it, you're already ahead of the game. You just don't know it. Either you do know it or you don't know it. But the frosting on the cake is going to be this, Cosmic Wisdom. Work 100% for yourself. Take 1 year off. That'll break it. 1 year away from the job will break that 40-hour work week, blockety, blah, blah, blah. Don't let the insurance thing come in. Oh, what about health care and this and that? Don't let any of that stop you. You need to get this last piece, man. There's nothing like it. I've been out of the game. I've been out of the traditional game for 4 years. It's a double-edged sword, though. Once you taste it, There is no going back. You won't be able to go back. I mean, if you have to, yeah, you have to, but like voluntarily, no, there is no going back. Stormtrooper says, "How do you feel about paying car insurance on a 6 month schedule instead of every month?" Oh yeah, that's mandatory. I'm glad you brought that up, Stormtrooper. Yeah, that's mandatory. I did that. I mean, I was doing month to month when I was in debt, and then once I got out of debt, I got to that point. I found out my insurance company was charging me a fee to pull it monthly. I said, "How long you guys been doing that?" And they said, "That been in there. That been in there for years." I'm like, "Oh damn. Okay, how can I stop that? Pay it every 6 months." I said, "Okay, that's what I'm gonna do." Once I own my car, I get to dictate my insurance. I'll be like, "Yeah, I don't need that. Take that off. Take that off. Take that off." Now I pay every 6 months. I pay about 200, $300 every 6 months. That ain't nothing. When you have a finance car, you ain't got those kind of options. You do what the banks say on their property. Quinty says, "Never in my life that I thought people would finance a cell phone. Never in my life." Okay. Oh yeah, Quentin. Oh yeah, that's a normal thing for people in the debt matrix. That's normal. They got to have the latest and greatest. They got them trapped in that infinity cell phone loop. They don't even know they in it. Don't even know. They don't even know it. No, that's cool. Uber guy, that's cool. I mean, I just want people to understand. I don't even pay attention to politics. I don't. I have no idea what's happening unless it comes across my timeline on Facebook or somebody says it to me and tries to force it down my throat. Other than that, I have no idea what's going on. Nothing. Man, Linnell dropping knowledge. Yeah, it's true. Politicians care about people who hold assets. Real estate, property taxes, and business owners paying taxes versus people in debt. Yeah, it's true. I mean, cosmic wisdom. This is not written down anywhere. It's to me right now, outside of the being outside of the debt matrix, it's just the obvious. It's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, you're in debt. You really don't count. Why? Because you're a slave. Slaves don't count. See what I'm saying? This is I know it hurts, but at the end of my statement, always remember, is my math right? Slaves don't count. You're in debt. Whether you know it or not, it's totally up to you. But if you're in debt, you're a slave. Slaves' votes don't count. You guys really don't count. There's no such thing as classes, first class, middle class, rich class. Those classes don't even exist. Only people in the debt matrix believe those classes exist. They don't even exist. A person making $200,000 a year, but they're $300,000 in debt, that person would really believe they are in middle class. They really believe that. They believe since they're making $200,000 a year, since some chart on some TV screen told them that's where they are in a particular class, they believe it. And they might be double that in debt, double their salary in debt, but yet they believe they're middle class. How do you tell somebody in debt that that's not true? That doesn't even exist. How do you know you're in debt? You're a slave. Slaves are only in one class, the debt class. That class doesn't count. People in debt are not contributing tax dollars for the government. Oh yeah, no, 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 no. Slaves contribute the most taxes to the government. Okay, no, 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 yeah, they're contributing. You got to understand, slaves are contributing the biggest taxes. They pay the most. Oh no, no, we need the slaves. The slaves are here to pay the taxes. They pay the most taxes. They don't even know it. I was a slave. I was a slave for the first 40 years of my life. Total slave. Didn't even know it because I was driving around in my nice car and my in my finance car, in my finance apartment, condo, whatever you want, a stupid, non-stupid cents I spent on that. Ooh. Anyway, ooh, I spent a lot of money on that damn thing. But anyway, it wasn't even mine. I was just renting it. Mm, mm, mm. I was contributing the most amount of taxes because I was paying all the highest because I had to. You know why? Because I was in debt and I was a slave. Vision says, good advice on not paying attention to politics, not going to watch the news anymore, just focus on being debt free and not being a slave. Once you stop being a slave, you don't even pay attention to that stuff anymore. I don't pay attention to any of it. When people come up to me and say, hey man, did you hear so and so's doing this? And I'll be like, what? They'd be like, you haven't heard? And I'll be like, no. I'm too focused on myself. I'm too focused helping other people. I'm too busy trying to build my legacy. Once you get out of debt, listen, once you're out of debt, you don't hear people in debt anymore. I don't even see them because you got to remember they don't count. I only pay attention to the ones that know something's wrong. They're walking around in the debt matrix. They know something's wrong, but they can't quite put their finger on it. Those are the people I'm looking for. Those are the only ones that are going to hear me. You just don't pay attention to stuff like that anymore. I don't hear people in debt when they talk. They'll be like, hey, man, do this, flip that, do this. I'll be like, you're in debt? Yeah, I'm not paying attention to a word you're saying. Why in the world would I pay attention to anyone that have student loans that are older than their children? That makes absolutely no sense, financial sense whatsoever in any country in the world. Why in the world would I pay attention to somebody about finances? I'll be like, yeah, yeah, you're investing this and doing that and flipping this and interest, compound interest, that and simple interest, learn interest. But I say, hey, wait a minute. But what about that 25-year-old student loan that you got on your credit report? What about that? If you have a logical mathematical answer that will convince me that it's okay to pay for a 4-year college 20 years, to pay 20 years on a 4-year college, if you can somehow mathematically convince me to make that make any mathematical sense, I will believe anything after that you're saying. But unless you can, I'll never believe a word you're saying. See, when I say that, doesn't that just make sense? That makes sense to me. Even with this Bitcoin stuff, you see it differently. You know how people push this Bitcoin digital coin down your throat? Hey, you need to invest. It's climbing. Who makes it? I don't know. Some encrypted dude somewhere in some cave under a rock somewhere. Oh man, okay. It can't be broken. You're mining this. They're like, who makes up this crap? People just believe it, right? And then all of a sudden, and I'm saying like this: anybody that comes to you and tells you to invest in Bitcoin, this is what I want you to say to them. Yeah, I'll believe you if you let me see your personal credit report first. Let me see it. That will show you if they're actually doing what they're telling you they're doing. You'll say, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Bitcoin's doing this and flipping that and multiplying this and that they can't trace that, whatever, right? When they're done, you say, hey, let me see your personal credit report and I believe you. See how easy it is to find fakers? It's not even hard. And you know why? People in debt don't know they're in debt. That's how easy it is to become wealthy. That's how easy it is. That's how you do it. You weave through all the fakers. They can't hide. They don't even know they're there. The people in debt, they hide in plain sight. Okay, they think they're hiding, but they're not. They're in plain sight because they're in debt and they don't know they're in debt. So that's why they're always getting caught first playing hide and go seek. As Todd said, debt can be used as leverage. Yes, it can on the business side, not personally. I'm only talking about personal debt. Yes, debt can be leveraged on the business side, nothing personal. Like to start a business, for example. Yes, debt is okay on the business side. Yes. But I always say to this, if you're in debt personally, you're not ready to start a business. Why not? You have no money. You're broke. That's why. I always have an answer. So and so said this, that I should do this and borrow that, and then it'll flip and quadruple in my earnings and this and that. And I say, hey, yeah, savings minus debt equals how much money you have to start a business. How much money is there? Nothing. I'm in the negative. Exactly. You have no money to start. So who cares what they say? Doesn't matter what they say. Believe mathematics and you'll be rich. Mazda 5 says all of his friends have refurbished iPhones and also pay yearly for cell phone service. Bring lunch to school. Okay. All right. That's cool. That's smart. All right. Fooled me. I mean, maybe the younger kids are catching on. I'm telling you. I'm here to I'm here to create the next generation of millionaires. Once these young kids, especially in the teenagers, grade school, once they catch on, all it is to become rich is just believe in mathematics. Once they catch that, they're gonna be like, oh my God. You mean to tell me no matter what they say about financing a car, don't do it? Yep, never do it. Why not? It doesn't make any mathematical sense. That's why. Oh, okay. Okay, that's proof enough. That's it. Uber guy says, "Me too. I care less about sports, politics, and that's all my channel was about." LOL. I want to talk about money and be great. And you know, so funny, Uber guy. I was never been. I never was a big sports follower. You know, and people used to always think that's weird. Oh man, you don't like sports. And I used to think, damn, why don't I like sports? You know, I could sometimes I would think, damn, how come I don't like sports like other people? I mean, people live that stuff, man. And I just for some reason I could just never attach myself. I always looked at NFL as a business. I'd be like, well, that's a business. It doesn't really matter which sport, which team you claim. And I used to think, well, anybody can claim any team they wish. They can be San Francisco today, and they can just wake up and say, now I'm Dallas Cowboys. So it never made any sense to me, right? So then I used to go. Then as I got older, and especially when I got out of debt, once I got out of debt, I was like, oh, that's why I don't follow sports. And it was like, why should I don't want to watch other people live their dreams on TV. You know, I'm happy for them. Hey, great. I'm glad you guys are making millions, but I want to get my own. So I ain't got time to watch other people live out their dreams. You know, that's just me. And I was like, oh, okay, that's why, because I'm too busy to get my own dreams going, you know? First I had to find my gift. Now that I found my gift, okay, cool. Because that's the key. You know, you just when you're in debt, you think get out of business. I want to make some money. No, man, you get out first, get out of debt first, find your gift, and then you market the business around your gift. That's what I'm doing right now. I had to find my gift, which is you getting out of debt, helping others get out of debt, help them at a young age. Now I build my business around my gift. Nobody tells you this. Nobody can teach you this. Quintus says most Americans do not have $500 in savings. So how in the world they got money to finance a phone? They don't. You just answered the question, Quentin. They don't have the money. They just don't know they don't have the money. Even you saying this question, if somebody came in here and read that question and they're deep in debt, they'll be like, what do you mean? I financed it. They'll tell you, hey, what do you mean how I got the phone? I financed the phone. They'll tell you to your face. And you know, and I'm not, and you think I'm lying, Quentin. You can say, hey man, why didn't you just pay cash for it? You know what they'll say to you? I don't have the money to pay for that phone cash. They'll tell you to your face. Why'd you finance that phone? Because I don't have the money to buy it. Oh, okay. And then you got to just walk away. they're not going to understand. They're not even going to know why you're even asking that question, because in their world, everybody finances phones, cars, jewelry, purses, shoes. They charge everything in their world. Vision says, what is your advice on going to college or university? How would I avoid the student loan trap? I'm not against student loans, Vision. I'm not against student loans. I'm not at all. I say this is my rule to student loan debt, okay? Before you get them, understand this, whatever you take out, you're going to pay back. Remember that. So that's going to force you to look into a valid career that is relevant in today's workforce, that once you get out, something that you're going to naturally like, right? And once you get out, you're going to do this and make a lot of money. That's the career you're going to pick, okay? And this is my rule of thumb when it comes to student loan debt. If you have to absolutely take student loan debt, if you go to school for 5 years, 4 years, college, you take 4 years you say, I'm going 4 years, I'm going to take 4 years to pay it back. That's the rule, no matter what. And nothing disrupts that schedule. Nothing. You map it out. You say, okay, cool. I'm going 4 years. Now, here's my total student loan debt. Now divide that up by 4 years. Okay, cool. That equals this much per month. And then nothing is going to change that. No car, no emergency car, no emergency vacation, no friend's wedding that you just had to go to. If it interferes with that schedule, you can't do it. And that's it. It'll keep you on task. Thank you, Cosmic Wisdom. That's how to become wealthy, guys. That's it. And the younger you are, when I think, I can only imagine growing up. Cosmic Wisdom grew up like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, man, it would have just been a whole different world for me. Whole different world, entirely different. Just on that money piece alone. You will see how easy it is to make money. You just once you get out of debt, you'll say, oh, okay, these are the rules. There's rules that you can't see when you're in debt. There's rules. Okay, there's rules to the game. Number one, you don't have to be greedy. If you're being greedy, you're gonna get spanked, okay? But you don't have to be greedy, because there's plenty with everybody. For everybody, there's plenty. There's plenty of money for everybody. As long as people are in debt and they don't know they're in debt, they don't count. That sounds so harsh, but it's true. They don't count. None of this is hidden. None of what I'm saying is hidden. None of it's hidden. People just don't like to hear it. Doesn't matter anyway. People in debt can't even hear what I'm saying. I'm actually telling people how to become wealthy right now. I'm telling them. NC Big says, my birthday was yesterday. Everyone thinks I'm supposed to party like I'm like, nah, I'll relax with my family this year and party when I'm out of debt. Happy birthday, NC Biggs, man. Happy birthday, man. Man. This is gonna be a real gift. Once you're out of debt, man. Woo! That's when you're gonna party like that. Say it's gonna still be in your same birthday year. That's the only matter. You're gonna be like 2020. My whole financial life changed forever. My whole financial life changed forever. And NC Biggs, I'm be the first person to welcome. Welcome, man. You see all that stuff you had to do to get here? Yeah. You see all that stuff you had to do? Yeah, man, you had to do this, that, and do this and that. Yeah, that's all part of the game. You can't, this is not a free ride. You got to do all that to get here. Once you're over here, I'll be like, see, that's why it's so valuable because you had to do that to get here. All that frustration. Oh man, I got this. Oh, I didn't know they was taking that much. Oh my God, this you got to go through all that. Once it's all gone, I'll be like, hey man, welcome. I'll be like, now, is there anything on earth that could possibly put you back in that same type of debt? Anything? I bet you say, hell no. No, sir. The best part, NC Briggs, you know what's crazy? That nobody would be able to financially fool you anymore with anything. They won't even, they won't even, this is what's crazy, NC Biggs. They won't even know that they're not making any mathematical sense on any type of, some type of business proposal or whatever they're trying to sell you. It doesn't matter, right? But you'll know right away if it doesn't make any mathematical sense. You'll know right away. And if it doesn't make mathematical sense, it doesn't make financial sense either. It doesn't make sense. You'll start to understand that people in debt, they don't know they're in debt. That's why they speak debt and they don't know they speak debt. They don't even know. That's the wonderful part about being debt free. People in debt don't know they're in debt. So they don't know they only speak debt. And they have no clue how we know that they are in debt. They have no idea how we know. You just want to go because you have your student loans for 20 years. That's how I know you're in debt. They'd be like, "What do you mean? Only people in debt keep their student loans for 20 years. That's how I know you're in debt. Only people in debt do that kind of stuff. People with money don't do that. That doesn't make any financial sense. So we don't do that. Only people in debt finance cell phones, cars. All those things go down in value. That doesn't make mathematical sense. Why would we do it? That doesn't make any sense. That finance cell phone in your hand tells me you're in debt because only people in debt finance cell phones. Doesn't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter. NC Big says, I'm already seeing that, by the way. I might buy your second package, kind of for the extra boost of confidence. Yeah, you know what, NC Biggs? Trust me, you're seven, about the seventh person. The person has done that because they know they're at this particular stage and they're going to need these steps for the this part of the journey. So what you're thinking and saying is right on target because that's how it happens. That's why I got those packages up there. People that are just beginning, second and third packages don't make any sense to them. They'd be like, "Hey, well, I can do it here on the first." Well, because they're in debt, so they don't know what's on the other side of zero. See, that's gonna be my next. You know what? I like that. That's gonna be one of my next videos. The other side of zero. People in debt have never been on the other side of zero. How do I know this? They've been in debt. Anybody with 20, 25, 30-year-old student loans, they've always been on the wrong side of zero. They've never been on the other side of zero. How do I know this? They've been in debt all their life with student loans. You cannot be on the other side of zero with 20-year student loans. You can't. That's mathematically impossible. Cosmic Wisdom says, talk to 3 people this week that didn't know how much debt they had. Yeah. See what I'm saying? This is the harsh thing. This is the harsh thing, Cosmic Wisdom. Those are the best slaves to have. Those are the best ones. The ones that don't even have a clue of how much debt they're in. Those are the best slaves to have. Ain't that messed up? How can somebody like that count in the fight in the economy? Those kind of people, listen, I always keep telling you guys this. There's two economies, okay? There's one you can see, and there's the one that the majority can't see. People in this economy that's invisible, they don't walk around talking about they don't have no clue of how much debt they're in. They don't live here. To even come over here, you have to know what's on the other side of zero. To even know and see this, you can't see any of this. No, finance cell phone, finance cars, leasing cars. No, that doesn't live over here. That doesn't know. Those things go down in value and you're financing it? That makes absolutely no sense. And people in debt, they really believe a car goes down in value the minute you drive it off the lot. No, that's the final tax. That's the final tax. No, no, I take that back. No, that's the, I don't know, final tax, the new tax, because as soon as you hit the road, there's a different tax coming up. It's just, I don't know, man. It just keeps racking up. The pieces just keep coming together. I see, when I see like this tax time, right? I see this, I see what people say on Facebook, Instagram, and it's usually the younger people when they just be really excited about getting their income tax check. It's a trip to watch, and you can tell a few things. You can tell that they've never seen that much money at one time in their life because by the way they're acting, right? They get, you know, 3,000, 4,000, 9,000, 10,000. They really believe that's a lot of money. That's why they're acting like that because they're telling the world that what they're going to do with this money that they never really get, and they really believe the government is giving them something. That's number 2. They really believe the government is giving them something. No, it was their money through the whole year, but they just gave too much to the government and they're just giving it back to you. It's like people that give the government free loans, interest-free loans. They gather all that money, use it, and then at the end of the year they say, "Okay, here's back, interest-free. You just get it back." It kind of it's almost like a when I see that happen, it's almost like a you could see a lot of things if you like did a tally on your like your Facebook friends, right? And see how many of those guys do that. They'll be telling you about their finances. If they're telling you or they're happy about getting this income tax check or what they're going to do or whatever, right? They're telling you about their finances because obviously they've been dependent on that check for something to do. Now because they always tell you now they can do something that they got this money. So that tells a lot about their finances and they don't even know it. Or when you hear people say things like, "I'll pay you back when I get my income tax check." Um, "It's tax time. I'll pay you then." Only people in debt say things like that. That says when people say those things out loud, they don't know what they're saying about their personal finances. They don't even know they're saying it. Depending on money that was yours during the entire year, all you had to do is just adjust your W-4, and then you could change that. But when you don't know that, you don't know that. Mm. When I think about it, sometimes that was me. I ain't gonna lie. When I was in a debt matrix, I'd be happy when it's tax time, especially if I had kids and all that stupid nonsense. Becoming wealthy is hidden in plain sight. Plain sight. And this is what I suggest to the people that now on the other side of zero, and now they see what it's like. They see how easy it is to become rich, wealthy, whatever, right? But if you want to truly find your gift, you have to break the 40-hour work week cycle. That's the strongest conditioning of them all. You have to break that. If you want to see truly what it's really, really like, you got to break that. Because that's been trained. You think about it. You've been told since you were a kid, hey, you got to get a job, you got to get a job, you got to go to college to get a good job, you got to get a job, and it's just programmed in your mind. That's a program. That's the 40-hour work week program. This to break it, this is all you got to do. Who came up with the 40-hour work week anyway? Who came up with that? Have you ever questioned that? No, probably never done. Who came up with the 40-hour work week? Who says anything over 40 is overtime? Who said that? Who said that? Who said Saturday and Sunday are considered weekends off? Who said those are the designated days off? Who says that? Who said that? Who said there's 5 days in a week that those are considered work week? Who considered Monday through Friday's work week? Who came up with that? Have you ever questioned that? Who said 2 weeks a year? Who said that? That's what I mean. Who you question everything because there's something on the other side of zero that you can't see. It took me a year to break the 40-hour work week. Took me a year. I ain't gonna lie. It took me 1 year. That first few months, it was like going through withdrawals, like I was coming off of heroin. Not that I ever been on heroin, but I seen it on TV. Heroin, meth, all that stuff look like it's pretty bad coming off those type of drugs. That's what it feels like coming off the 40-hour work week. You feel like something's wrong. You feel like you're out of place. You're a loser. You feel like life is passing you up. All these different emotions happen. I don't know how to explain it, but then you go to this, man, I've been working so hard and studying this to keep up with that. And so I can climb then you're going to go through all that stuff. That's all programming. Nothing's passing, nothing. You're not losing anything. You're gaining. Trust me, you're gaining. Once you break through it and get on the other side of it, then you can be like, oh, this is what it's like. Yeah, this is what it's like. Oh, yeah, by the way, you can't go back. That's the bad part. Okay. I mean, I don't really consider that bad, but I'm just telling you, if you get through a year of not having a job, right? There's a way to do it. Don't worry about that part. There's a way to do it. You get to a year, and then once you get to the other side, you truly get to the other side of it, right? There's going to be somebody waiting there that's saying, hey, by the way, you can't go back. Oh, yeah, there's no going back. You can't come to this side and be like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to go back to the 40-hour work week thing. No, you're not. You're going to have to be absolutely forced to do it. Forced. You're going to have to be absolutely forced. Or you're going to come up with something, some kind of business idea, something. I don't know. It comes to you. I don't know how to explain that part, but it'll come to you. Once you find it, you find your gift, and then you build your business around your gift. Not the other way around. Don't follow people that chase money. People chasing money are running from debt. Never forget that. All this 24-hour grinding and all this stuff. No, that's not. That's a facade. You don't have to do that. I don't even want that. I'm not trading another job to another job just because my business. I still work 80 hours a week. No, I'm not doing that. That's the wrong job. Those are people that trade the time for money. I'm not trading it. I'm no. Uh-uh. I'm not trading my money for I'm trying to keep most of my time. So I'm gonna figure out a way to use less of it and make more money. I'm not gonna do the opposite. 40, 80 hour, 60, 70-hour work weeks. No, sir. I'm not doing any of that. Hyphy said, yesterday I was chatting with a Nigerian woman. I explained to her why I check my reports without focusing on scores. Her dad taught her wisely about debt years ago. She and I are going on a date tonight. That's funny. That is funny right there. Right off the bat. That's crazy. That's even, I mean, it counts on, when you're dating, it counts on what you're looking for, of course. But when if you're ever thinking serious, you know, if I knew this back when I was 20, when in my 20s, that would almost be a dead giveaway. If a woman would know, especially if if you're in a tight knit group or a city or something, and sometimes people cross other people, right? And you date, and it got around, say, hey, you'll know if Linnell's going to take you serious or not. Now, he'll ask to see a credit report. If you don't ask to see a credit report, that means he's not taking you serious. If he does, that means he's taking you serious. That would be almost a dead giveaway, even though I know that would never happen. Somebody in debt would never know to ask that type of question, right? People in debt don't think that like that. But I'm just saying, if somebody was hip, they would know. It'd be like, Linnell, we've been seeing each other for like 2 months now, and you haven't asked to see my personal credit report. I'd be like, what? Why you say that? I heard no. Oh, that would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. You guys see how hype he's evaluating. He's making sure it's not a scam. Sure ain't no scam. But cosmic wisdom. It's when you're debt free, you don't really have to do that much detective work because people in debt just do debt things. They don't know they're doing them. Even if remember, they don't know they're in debt, so they don't know to hide what we're looking for because they don't even know it exists. They don't know people in debt have a pattern. People in debt don't know they have a pattern. They don't know that. So it's really not that tough. All you guys do is sit at the table and say, "Ooh, this student loan debt crisis is going to be this and that." And then if anybody at the table that gets emotional about it, they're in debt. The reason why they're getting emotional because they have student loan debt. When you don't have student loan debt, you're not going to get emotional about something that you don't have. It doesn't. You'd be like, "Oh wow, what?" You'll wonder what it's at now. You'd be like, "What? Oh wow, last time I heard it was like 800 million. What is it now? It's 1.6 trillion. Where you been under rock?" No, I just don't have student loan debt, so I don't pay attention to it. Now, again, I don't know if you guys know that I have a service that that you guys can call me and just for 45 minutes can talk to me about whatever personal finance issue you may have, and you're just looking for a solution from it. There's a service that I have that you can go to my website. It's $60 for 45 minutes. And then anything personal finance related, you can talk to me about, and I will give you an answer to why, what you should do, because it's not a big deal. It's all the same. I promise you, everything's the same. Don't feel like whatever it is. I don't want you to feel like you're the only one doing it. How do I know this? All you got to do is look at the statistics. There's trillions in student loan debt. That should tell you you're not the only one. There's trillions in car loan debt. That should tell you you're not the only one. There's trillions in credit card debt. That should tell you you're not the only one. So that kind of gives you an idea. There's trillions in mortgage loan debt. See, so you're not the only one that's having these problems. There's millions upon millions of other people doing the exact same thing you're doing. Those statistics show that. Okay. So don't be worried about that. So when you cut, and again, I promise you, I will always have a mathematical answer for you. Just go to my website, savings-debt.com, and go to services. I believe it's under services or service. I believe it's under services. Yeah, services. Go to my website there. Free 30-minute. It's also how you can go there and book a free 30-minute consultation. Some people want to know what, they want to know what I do. What can I do for them? And some people just want to go straight to, hey, I've heard enough of you. I just need to ask this question because I got the other stuff handled, but I just don't understand this part. I want to understand what you mean by this or whatever, right? So that's how it usually goes. All right. Please don't forget to hit that like button. When you share, if you like to share, you like my channel, please share it. And this is all you have to share. Just tell them to Google the hashtag savings-debt. Hashtag savings-debt. I will be the only one that populates when they do that. Okay. All right. And here is my PayPal. I mean, not PayPal, but my Cash App for donations. And I appreciate them all. Thank you, guys. I much appreciate it. And I thank you for the notes that you put in there along with those donations. Thank you. There's my PayPal. And here is my email. Okay. Now, if you guys are in here, new to my channel, you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I don't want you guys to think that I'm just stuck on this particular topic. I've been talking about how to become rich pretty much in all my videos, but I just add a little something new to, to people that are ready to hear it. NC Big says, my friend just asked me for gas and I said they didn't have $200 for bills. I was like, what's going on? They said they told me already. I was trying to get more details. They told me already. I was trying to get more details. My answer was still no. Okay. Yes, and said they didn't have $200 for bills. So they're asking for gas money from you, but they're short $200 for their bills. So how are they planning on paying you back? If they borrow money for you for gas and they don't have $200 over here, how are they going to pay you back your money? They have no money. Like I said, like you gave them a 20. Now they're $220 in the hole. I mean, no, 180. Yeah, if you gave them a 20, that would make them $180 in the hole, saying that $200 was their only debt. Yeah, you say no, because and see how you listen to that, NC Biggs. They told you they were in debt $200. So if you gave them some money, the likelihood of you getting that gas money back was slim to none. Nope. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Please don't forget to hit that like button. Please don't forget to subscribe. And, I would also like you guys to give me some ideas of what you guys want to hear. I'm already working on something now. So some special services for people that are ready to move to the next level. I'm putting together for stuff like that, because that's going to take some more in detail time, and that kind of time I got to get paid for. You know what I'm saying? So I don't mind getting on the free stuff, just talking about it casually. But when it's time to get to the details of it, hey, I'm gonna put it in this special area, and then that's what it's gonna be. Any questions? Any questions? All right, we're gonna wrap this up here. You guys have a wonderful Saturday. I will talk to you guys soon. All right. Bye bye.